Welcome everybody to a special Star Wars Day edition of I guess we really haven't named this yet, but me, Mike, and Ming.
Three Alarm Comics. There you are.
There we go. And we got our little special Millennium Falcon going into hyperspeed background there. And we're just now awaiting our special guest that should be coming in anytime soon, Mr. Deep Roy. But in the meantime, just to let everybody know, we are actually kind of got sponsored for this one by Coastal Vapes during this stream. And then right afterwards, we're doing our version of a drink and draw, the Booze and Doodle. And they are giving away one of their little vapes. So if you want to quit smoking, if you like using it for alternative smoking methods, you can use it for all kinds of stuff.
All right. So it works for
either. Or condemn.
All right. Works for either tobacco, whatever the vape juice, whatever they call that,
the liquid, CBD, which is perfectly legal, all kinds of stuff. So what have y'all two been up to? I know, Ming, you had both of y'all were taking part on the Save the Saint thing this past weekend.
Yeah, we did a live stream to save our local music venue / dive bar, and Scott, you know how these things usually start as not really a joke, but just kind of an offhand idea. It's like, we heard our local music venue called the Saint. Many huge bands have been by there, but more importantly, they're very open to giving indie bands and performers a chance. And usually they're going to do huge things afterwards. So, had it not been for them, who knows what would have happened. But they're suffering through this whole shutdown. So they had for a little while put it up on the market. Was just trying to raise money to either save it or sell it. And luckily, they've raised enough money to be able to pull it off the market, and now they're going to save it. So, and then there's a staff that hasn't been able to work there at all. So, raising money for them as well. So we put together. It was supposed to be a 6-hour live stream. Lined up 40 plus performers, comedians, entertainers. Of course, it went a little later than that, but it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. So we had people jumping in on this platform that we use here. Put them on, had them perform live, and just cycled them out. We got through everybody. So I had a whole spreadsheet and just checking everybody off. But it was a long list, just trying to keep everything moving and on time. And I'm not a concert promoter. I've never really done anything like this. I've heard it like stuff to Kevin Smith signing. So I guess that's kind of the same, but nothing online like this. And it went. I think it went great. Raised a bunch of money, more importantly, I'll somewhere to go and hang out after this is all done.
And Mike, you've been busy as all get out, curating these boxes that you started advertising for.
What a schmuck I am, Scott. What a schmuck.
Do you regret it?
No, absolutely not. You're kidding. Response has been overwhelming.
How many do you have so far?
I have a bunch. I haven't even counted. I mean, I'm just making up boxes so I can keep curating. I'm sending out I just filled up 20 boxes today. You and Brian have to come and curate your boxes. Walt did another 20, so we're getting them out.
Can we do each other's? Can we switch it up? Like I'll do Brian's. You can do mine.
That'd be creepy. But hey, if the people who got Brian would probably thank you for it.
Sure.
The people who got you are probably going to curse your name.
Has it been fun?
Oh yeah, it's a blast, man. I mean, some lady called up and said that she was a Legion fan, and I was like, damn, are you in luck? Because we had purchased a big Adventure Comics lot 2 years ago, and I thought they'd fly off the shelves, but they haven't. And we priced them very reasonably.
Sure.
And I blew through them for her. I'm like, yeah, you're getting a
so can you when you call up, can you make requests? It's like, hey, I love Batman.
Sure. And if it's a reasonable request, I would be happy to oblige. If it's like, put cash in my thing. It's like, you know what? Well, I'm gonna run your card and you're falling through the cracks, buddy.
But that's not merchandise, that's pure cash. But
I know.
If someone
I want nothing but X-Men #1, but you could get away with that through that 92 series in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would.
Cool. Well, we had this thing going on this past weekend. We did, since we couldn't do Free Comic Book Day, we did this. We did like same thing, kind of similar to you, Ming. But we did it started off as a 7-hour live stream, ended up being about an 8-hour one. We had some fantastic people come in. We had people that like Mark Ryan and Mike Grell. We had Power Rangers come in. We had all kinds of stuff. And
I swung by for a little bit, and watched Scott. So that was really cool.
Yeah, we had people that, quite honestly, we did, like, some people would come in and mess or type in there, "Hey, can I be part of it?" Like, "Hey, I know who you are," and we brought them in. Jeffrey Moy, a bunch of different ones just came in and had fun, and hopefully they were able to sell stuff, and we were able to give the fans something that they couldn't get because of the whole pandemic thing.
That's awesome. So wait, what time did you start?
We started at 11 in the morning Central Standard Time, and it went till, well, we ended up going to about 7 o'clock in the evening, and it was kind of fun. Honestly, I said when I first decided to do this, we put it all together in less than 12 hours, and it was one of those things that it was either going to be a complete success or an utter failure, and it fell somewhere in between.
I know exactly how you feel. Yeah. All I had basically was a bunch of email addresses for people who said they were going to perform. We had some pre-recorded performances, and then beyond that though, and it's a pretty loose schedule, but that was it. And I think you just kind of figure it out, and it works out. So
yeah, I think that was about the only thing that was kind of a downfall is, I guess the way the screen is set up for StreamYard, you can only have 6 people on, but you have 10 in the room. But you actually have to scroll down to, for the first few you can see on there, but you have to scroll down to see that. I discovered that a little bit late. Poor Jeffrey Moy sat down there for about an hour and a half waiting to come back in. We had places until I finally noticed it and brought him back in. So,
all right, well, not
man. Speaking of the Legion of Superheroes, loved his Legion run.
Dude, you ought to see anybody wants to do it. I think his email is artboymoy, or it's his contact information, but he's doing sketch card original pieces for $15 a pop.
Oh, that's great.
So, and there were some beautiful things he was doing. I think you could go on his Patreon, or you can just contact him directly. And yeah, for $15, I mean, we can't all afford a freaking, $500 page of artwork. But, if you want something, especially from a character or a series that you really love and somebody who actually worked on it, $15, that's nothing.
Hell yeah. Actually, M. Anthony Castrilla is doing the same thing over in
cool.
on Facebook.
Yeah, no, but I'm telling you, it's amazing. I go around, and that's the one thing I've noticed with a lot of these people is the artists and everything else are a little bit creative, probably a little bit more creative than we are to decide on coming up with this stuff. Of course, I don't know, your curated boxes came around from one of the podcasts y'all did, so you never know what'll happen.
Exactly. And just be open to new ideas and new way of doing business. So that's pretty much what we're doing.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I hate to say I've enjoyed it, but I have enjoyed it because it's made us do stuff that we normally wouldn't do. And it has allowed us to discover ways to expand our businesses and expand our anywhere we're doing. Like I said beforehand, y'all had the podcast studio, and you're also going ahead and streaming live whenever you're recording everything else. But this format has been between this and Zoom has been almost like a godsend to numerous people who are going crazy sitting at home.
Oh yeah, and kids for school, because if it wasn't for Zoom, they'd be SOL.
Sorry, I lost sound for a second.
I said Zoom, especially for kids. Without the Zoom classroom, they'd be SOL. Did you lose it again, Scott?
He's getting it back. He's getting it back. He's unless they die. Those things are great until you have to charge them. So yeah, but just give us a thumbs up when you can hear us.
Yeah. All right. I'm about to drop out and come right back. I can't hear anything right now. Hold on.
No problem. Speaking of awesome technology.
There we are.
We've taken over, ladies and gentlemen. We've taken over the 3 Alarm Comics feed. Call Mike at 732-758-0508 to order your box tomorrow between
11 and 2. I'm not answering the phone after 2 p.m.
So like at 2:05. No,
cut off.
Wow.
Well,
it's been that crazy where you can't. You're like,
it was crazy today. I couldn't. I couldn't curate any boxes before 2 o'clock.
Wow.
Even then,
Can't you hire some like ragamuffins off the street to start taking calls?
That'd be awesome. But the guy that should be able to get him is he just can't.
Oh, okay. He's physically incapable.
All right, I can hear again.
All right, are you here again? All right.
Don't start that crap, Mike.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. You gotta slow it down, dude.
All right, let's see.
You
What was this?
traditionally do you do anything on May the 4th at the shop?
We honestly, we do something. We'll usually do a sale, something similar like that for Star Wars stuff. Honestly, we've never really done anything big. Our old big ones are always, like I said, like Free Comic Book Day, and that's about it. We used to do something which we may bring back. We used to have the birthday bash. We'd have it on my birthday, actually,
Cool.
in December. We haven't done it the past few years just because of time not permitting us to allow us to do it, but I think we might try to bring that back.
How big's your parking lot, Scott? I mean, I know you share it with a bunch of people, but could you actually like move out to the parking lot and have like a house?
Oh yeah, and we have before. We've actually, one year we ended up renting like one of the big circus tents and put it out in the parking lot. We moved all the dollar books out to there to allow room on the inside here. And yeah, we've had a little kids train thing set up where the guy pushes them around with a broomstick. Our parking lot actually is fairly big. You can probably fit easily 100 cars out there or more.
You could land the Millennium Falcon in that parking lot. That's
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. And the difference between them and us is like if even if we did have a parking lot that big, they do like crawfish boils out there. Like,
Oh yeah.
I would love to do stuff like that. I'd love to have a barbecue for our patrons, but that ain't happening.
We talked about that as a possible episode, having a customer appreciation barbecue, but our parking lot, like there's a dumpster and there's one dumpster for garbage, and then there's a dumpster for the grease from the taco place next to us.
So yeah, it's not terribly conducive to food.
Yeah.
And also people park there. It's not just our parking lot.
Yeah.
Well, this one's not just ours either, but we tend to take it over, especially on those big events. And
True.
the businesses around us like it because it draws in business to them as well.
Absolutely.
And yeah, we've done all things. Like we have a buddy of ours that owns a food truck, does the best chicken wings I've ever had in my entire life. During Mardi Gras and stuff, he'll pull up out here and have at it. One of our local cigar shops set up for Mardi Gras this year right here in our parking lot. And I got me a lot of nice cigars, shout out to Coast Cigar Company. So yeah, it worked out really well.
Well, cool.
That's awesome. And I think the one thing we were always trying to get was a dunk tank. We wanted to put Mike in a dunk tank.
Dunk tank.
The thing where you throw the balls in it, and if you hit the target.
Oh, we've had a ball pit before.
Ming will go in the ball pit.
Believe it or not, somebody who's coming on a little bit later, Theodis Crane, I'll let him tell the story on it. Theo got in our makeshift ball pit along with one of our guys, Grant. The ball pit was basically a box filled with those balls. It was probably about 4 foot by 4 foot,
right?
Like a refrigerator box, and with a little door cut in. And Grant's a big old boy himself. And the two of those in there, then they had blow up. They had blow up axes and swords and foam stuff, and they started beating the crap out of each other. I want to say that Theo pile drived Grant in the thing. Grant actually picked Theo up and tried to throw him down. It was a mess. I'm so surprised the box didn't even tear, much less break, because it was like Godzilla and King Kong inside of an aquarium is what it became.
All right. Yes. That's I mean, my question is like, how inebriated were they by the time you don't jump into a ball pit with another dude and start doing like WWE wrestling until you
I'll have to find the video and I'll bring it up and post it again because I have video. There's video. Matter of fact, I was talking to Theo earlier. Maybe I can find it before we're doing the drink and draw. But yeah, there's video of that, and also we went to Crooked Letter Brewery afterwards. We always have our little after parties and stuff, and had karaoke going. And Theo got up there to sing. The chef from South Park got up there and sang "Chocolate Salty Balls."
Yes.
And what was funny, the owner of the brewery, his like 12, 13-year-old niece came by. She's a big South Park fan and big Walking Dead fan. And on the video itself, it shows her walking right up in front while he's saying, sit on my, or something about his chocolate salty balls. She just looks at him, puts her hands over her mouth and starts crying and runs off.
That's awesome. The all good nights end at the Crooked Letter Brewery, where you saw that. We saw the Honky Tonk Man doing stand up comedy there once.
Yep.
It's,
And the worst part is they are no more.
I know, I saw it, but
it's a bittersweet thing. He ended up he got a really good. He was doing real estate too. The guy who owned it, Paul Blacksmith.
yeah, good dude.
And he got a stupendous offer to doing real estate. He's up in Washington State now, and he it was one of those things that was too good to pass up, and he couldn't continue running it here and being up there because it was like a 3-year commitment up there. So it may be Crooked Letters just temporarily closed down. We hope it comes back because they had some great stuff.
Is he's still in Washington right now?
He is.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
that's where the murder hornets are.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
You have not heard about these? The murder hornets?
I was gonna tell you.
Oh my God. Japanese hornets. They sting lethal skin-eating acid at you.
Sorry, I got somebody else wanting to come in too here.
Yeah, right.
So their venom is acidic.
No.
Their venom is deadly.
It's deadly. Plus, they've got like 2-inch mandibles. They're the size of your thumb, Scott.
Hold on, I'm going to look these.
He needs to look this up because he's deadly allergic to bees.
Oh, you're gonna die.
And
yeah, this is no joke.
I forgot to
They
say
are
that
the
message.
Japanese hornets. Their venom is deadly. Plus,
The Asian hornet. Look,
if you think what they do to human beings is horrible, which it is, what they do to honeybees is even more insane. 20 or 30 of these guys can go inside of a honeycomb and wipe out tens of thousands of bees in a matter of an hour.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I know I was talking to Ming earlier before you got on. Maybe I need to get him to come over and to a friend of ours' house. He, Jason London, who is from Days of Confused and stuff like that.
Yep.
His apartment just up the road this is the second time it's been infected with honeybees. Now, basically, one of his walls and part of his roof is completely a hive, but he's getting some really good honey out of it. So,
oh, awesome!
That helped out.
This is like 5 years old. You might be a zombie and other bad news from crack.com. So they told me about this. The 5 most horrifying bugs in the world. Japanese giant hornet. It's the Vespa mandarini.
Wrong thing, sorry.
Japonica.
Mandalorian.
It's the size of your thumb.
Look at that thing.
It can spray flesh melting poison. We wish we were making that shit up. For dramatic effect, because goddamn, what a terrible thing a 3-inch acid shooting hornet would be, you know? Oh, hey, did we mention it shoots acid directly into your eyes?
Or that the poison
also has a pheromone cocktail in it that'll call every hornet in the hive to come over and sting you until you are no longer alive. Also, it can fly 50 miles in a day.
Well,
wow. Holy crap.
Here you go. There's your nice little picture of one right there.
Yeah.
As far as the size of the thing. That thing's it looks like something off a sci-fi horror movie.
I gotta be honest, I'm more horrified by the size of that dude's thumb. that was awful.
Well, apparently he got stung there, I guess. It started swelling up and
Well, yeah. But holy crap. So murder bees, man, or murder wasps, murder hornets, whatever the hell they are. They're deadly, and they're in Washington State now.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm staying away from there. I'll have to give him a call and make sure he stays away from them because I was planning on going up and visiting sometime after all this was over with, and because I guess where he works is like a block away from the Funko headquarters over there. So I wanted to go over there and so I wanted to go up there and visit him and go visit that. But if there's that kind of shit, I'm out. I'm done. I'm no ifs, ands, or buts. I'm not going.
Well, I just find out where maybe instead of like the Weather Channel, they'll have the Murder Hornet Channel someplace.
MHC.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well,
Anthony,
I'm still trying to figure.
This thing is supposed to feel like being shot by a bullet. Anthony, I heard that it's more like having carpet tacks nailed into your skin and then set on fire.
Yeah, hot carpet tack. Hot
Yeah.
carpet tack. Not,
So,
Well, no, I mean, I've been bitten by one of the bullet ants before, and that was not fun at all. And I can imagine, like I said, for me being allergic to insect venom, if one of those probably even flew by me, I'd probably swell up like a beach ball.
I am allergic to the ants just in general. The uric acid on ants just makes me break out. And I was helping my wife. We just moved back into our house. I think it was last year, and it was our first spring back there. And we had all these planters in the back that people who were working on our house didn't steal. Thank you very much. So I'm yanking all the weeds out, and I'm trying to turn over the dirt. And it turns out that there was an ant colony in there, red fire ants.
oh, did you get
Dear God in heaven, did that hurt? All up my arm. They were crawling towards my shoulder, and I just dove for the faucet at the outside faucet. I just sprayed my arm down, and mind you, this is still spring, so it's like 40 degrees out, and I'm just dousing my arm like I don't care. Yeah,
But yeah, I was actually out earlier on in the spring. I said I'm the same way. I'm like deathly allergic. I have to carry an EpiPen for wasps and hornets and things like that. And went out there to clear some stuff out in our yard, and I didn't see. Apparently, in some of the little weeded area, there was some hornet nests in there because they bury in the ground.
Oh, okay, nice.
And
wow,
yeah. So I went out there and started cutting and get stuff, and they got out. They probably got me about 10, 12 times. I had to stab myself in the leg with my EpiPen, and luckily I was because basically it starts to close my throat up immediately.
Yeah, I am.
yeah,
And it's wild. I'd love to see I wish I would have taken pictures of it, but apparently the whites in my eyes turn blood red. So there's no whites in my eyes whatsoever whenever it starts hitting. But I was able to drive myself to the emergency room and get taken care of. So it didn't kill me. Thank goodness.
Well, that just sucks. Man, a lot of stuff sucks in 2020, doesn't it?
Yeah, a friend of mine. A friend of mine was joking. He's like, "Did somebody open up a game of Jumanji and not finish it? Because what the hell is going on?"
Yeah, I'll tell you. But I think I said it before. But everybody was complaining about all the deaths and everything going on in 2019. Like 2020 is up. Like, here, hold my beer and watch this.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait to see what 2021 has in store.
No.
Stay positive. Yes.
Mr. Superman's not here.
I'm sorry. We cannot stop the flow of time. I wish I could.
Well, we need to talk to best
there are a
friends.
couple of people with their fingers on buttons that can stop time. So.
Yeah, I mean, well, we live in a superhero world where sooner or later, I'm sure somebody's invented it already. It's just they haven't. Exxon and Chevron and Nissan have all buried it. They bought the rights to it, and
what the time
the conspiracy theory stuff.
Yeah. Well, and what about aliens? I mean, like I said, 2020, they've just rolled up.
Didn't they acknowledge an unidentified flying object a week ago and nobody cared?
Nobody noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody has talking about it. It maneuvers. It was way faster than a jet pilot. Like, seriously?
Yeah, that's a little messed up.
It was captured on video. It was captured on film or whatever on a recording device. It was acknowledged by the military, but everybody was like, what else you got?
Yeah, seriously. I'm not impressed by anything other than like a murder hornet. So
a murder hornet. I'm still waiting for maybe Godzilla or King Kong to come out and just to basically destroy the earth and start over again. Just start from scratch.
Looked at us and turned around and said, "Just bye, bye, Felicia."
Yeah, one of the things one of the aliens or whatever they captured on film. One of them looked like a TIE fighter. So, I mean, you draw your own conclusion from that.
Oh shit! The Empire's coming for us. Well, I guess that'd be a good thing. It's Star Wars Day, so if it's going to happen, this would be the day for it to happen.
That yes, I'm.
Ming Chen's gonna be Palpatine's bitch boy.
Palpatine in or something. Yeah.
Palpatine, Ming.
I'm gonna leave y'all in Catherine's good hands for a second while I try to call because find out, make sure what's going on with Deep right now.
Yeah, make sure he's okay.
Fair enough. How long? What time did you get there? How long have you been there today?
Like I don't know. Just right before the call with you.
Oh, okay. So you just got here. You just
all right.
got there.
Yeah.
And you've been trapped in your house for the last 6 weeks.
Yep.
Okay, so this is your first time down at
the 20th was the last day. The 20th of March was the last day I worked. I came here right before I locked myself up. And yeah.
And what made you what made you finally come down today?
Bad decisions. I was just dropping groceries for my mom, and I was like, well, I had 2 books from the shop that I wanted to return because they were like first 2 issues. So it's like if somebody's interested in the series, they won't get it because the first one I have it. It's like
oh yeah, you're being nice then.
Excellent. Ming doesn't do that, but
and yeah, I hadn't seen him in forever besides lives.
That's not true. I gave back Walking Dead 100 once because
yes, you did, and we thank you for that. The Chrome cover
wasn't that the free one by any chance?
No, it wasn't free.
No.
It wasn't free.
Yeah, I mean, once this is all over with and said and done, and we kind of get some semblance back to normal, I definitely have to get you 2 down here, just to come down and hang out, and of course we'll do something here, but we'll also let you, if you can stay an extra day or 2, we'll get you out to the islands and maybe go to New Orleans or
just
kind of hang out and join.
There's no maybe about New Orleans. It's only an hour away. Like
I forgot about Courtyard. They have a new location now.
They do. Yeah. I love big shout out to Courtyard Brewery for sure.
Scott, what does Deep say?
I just called. I guess he had the same problem I did when I originally scheduled this. When I booked everything, I booked it for 6 o'clock, and I had in my head 6 o'clock Central Standard Time instead of Eastern. And when I got to him, but he should be on his way. He just didn't realize. He said, "Well, how much longer do I have?" I said, "Well, we're already 30 minutes in, bud." But he should be on his way.
I mean, hey, we'll take we'll take any minutes with him, which because I was
he's such a nice guy.
I did not realize that he's been in almost every Star Wars movie since Empire Strikes Back.
Oh yeah,
he went to answer the phone.
You don't remember meeting him, Ming?
I remember meeting. I just didn't know his because a lot of times he was in costume, so I didn't know it was him. There's a character in Max Rebo's band in Jabba's Palace called Droopy McCool. That he was in the costume.
He was Droopy McCool.
Yes. It was like, wow, that's a cool name. It's the dude, the big bass dude that he looks like he's playing a big clarinet. That's Droopy McCool.
Oh, cool.
Well, apparently Deep is trying to figure it out now, so he should be here any time now. So
awesome.
Like I said, he's never done this, so we'll see how it goes. I'll make another call.
Hopefully it just works. So far so good for most of the people I've been trying to get on here. So,
well, I mean, I figured he would be a great guest. I mean, because especially for Star Wars, not a lot of people know he's Yoda. He was the guy who, when it wasn't the puppeteer, it wasn't the voice or anything. Whenever you saw Yoda walking around or interacting with characters where you could see his feet, it was him. And speaking of which, here is. Hey,
Hi.
Deep, how's it going?
I'm doing great. How are you?
all right. How's it going?
Doing well.
Good, man.
It works. It works. It's good to see you.
There you go.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Yes.
Well,
How are
happy
you?
Star Wars Day.
Same to you guys.
Well, what has been going on? You're over there in California, aren't you, Deep?
Yes, I'm in California. Yes.
How are things going over that way with all this craziness that's going on?
It's everywhere, man. Not even in California. California is okay. The state has got like 40 million people. The whole of California population is, and we're very lucky. We don't have that many cases. We do have cases, especially in LA County, which is up to 26,000. And out of this, I think we've got 12 or 1,500 people that died, mostly in home care, you know, houses.
Right.
And apart from that, it's okay with the state with 40 million people. You know, if California was a country on its own, it would be the fifth or the sixth largest economy in the world.
Wow.
So that's how big California is. Now here is Jimmy freaking texting me now. Yeah,
Well, yeah, tell Jim
and I
we
told
I
him.
told him how to get up.
I know. So Jimmy doesn't have patience. Jimmy wants to do things. I left him a message and I told him, and I didn't check my email. Email just came through now. And the minute I saw it, I got in touch with you guys.
Good. Well, Deep, I know with this everything going on, people aren't allowed to go do conventions, no gatherings, and like that. But while we're here, you're still able to. If somebody wanted to get an autographed picture or something from you, how would they go about doing that and just get it mailed to them?
You know what's going to happen is if somebody wants to get an autograph picture of me, uh, I'll send it to Jimmy Decker. Let him deal with everything. I'll sign it and send everything to Jimmy Decker. He can forward it to you.
Okay, sounds good. What we'll do, I think Jimmy's. I'll put Jimmy's PayPal information up here also, and that way people know who to send the stuff to.
you
Yes, give everything to Jimmy. I'll send all the signed photographs to Jimmy, and I mail it to him. And I don't know how much you're going to charge because of the economy and all that, and people don't have that money to spend. I can understand that too. But let me know what price range you're looking for.
Oh, very cool. Well, thank you. Well, like I said, it being Star Wars Day, do you have any stories about back when you were inside the costume?
Yes, I've got, it's not stories, it was pretty hard work. What happened was when I did Rupi McCall, which I played in the band, which was the second Star Wars movies originally, which was shot in 1978, and then we did Return of the Jedi, the third one. These are the original ones I'm talking about. And what I recall so far when I did Rupi McCall, it was such a hot and hard costume to wear because you'll sweat bullets, man. I think I must have lost a few pounds by playing the clarinet and all that in the band. And then they asked me if I can do Yoda, and they said to me I was too tall to do Yoda. And then they said to me, "Can you walk on the knees?" I said, "I'll try." They gave me the knee pads, which I did walking Yoda, which was a perspective long shot in the swamps, which is very hard to walk on your knees, man. And those are the things. And I did the Ewok in Return of the Jedi, and so those are the two Star Wars movies that I've done, and I'm glad I did that because it's such a big franchise, and didn't know it was going to be that big, and it is bigger than even Star Trek franchise. Star Trek has been going on for a number of years beyond Star Wars. Well, and I'm very lucky to work on both franchises. I've done 3 Star Trek movies and 2 Star Wars movies. But then again, I also did Doctor Who. And there's only one actor that has done that. That's Simon Pegg, who's done all the 3 that I have.
Mm.
Well,
So,
you also are one of my probably one of my favorite movies for a long time is Never Ending Story.
there is it. Never ending story. Here we go. Can you see that? You see?
Oh yes, yes.
I didn't do that. My friend did it. She said to me, "Everything is going to be wasted. Why are you keeping this in your folders? Put it on the on the in the wall. I said, well, that's a wall of shame, then, isn't it? And she said to me, no, no.
There's
She
no
said, this
shame
is
there.
a history what you did.
So you got
So
bad checks up there? That's what your wall of shame is?
yeah, I've got some checks here, 1 penny check, and it cost them 56 cents to send me, and it's, you know,
You gotta hang
I
those up, Deep.
I know I put them in my bathroom. You see, when I take a pee and I look at them, oh, thank you for this. But then again, I took them off and I said, no, man, it's not okay. So I put it in my front room here. It's hidden back, you know. But it's okay. But then again, hey, you know, it's a penny. I mean, I'm talking about a penny at that time was, you know, and I'm talking about, I don't know, the checks, you know, but then again, uh, I never cashed them.
Well, a penny back then was probably worth about 3 cents.
Probably. Yeah. It's not worth a cent now.
I don't think
I'm
you can
just kidding.
cash
I'm
them.
just kidding. Yeah.
Somewhere
I didn't
out
cash
there,
them because I thought, oh, it'll be a novelty to put them here. But they keep sending, you know, I mean, I got the other day the check for 1 cent, and it cost them 56 cents to send me.
Yep, sure does. And it costs you like 10 cents worth of ink to sign the back of it.
Well, it cost me more than that, man. Thank you. You're a very funny guy. Have you tried a comedy?
No.
well,
No?
he did once. It
Well,
didn't go
I
very
guess
well.
you're
Leave,
not good
leave
with
that for you
numbers.
guys.
I think you're not good with numbers. That means you can't do comedy.
Yeah, Mike, get ready. You're
I'm just
about to
kidding.
get those 1 cent checks too.
Go ahead.
Oh,
Fire
yeah,
me the
I'm waiting for
questions
the
or
ones.
fire me. And then you go. That's the end of the freaking interview. Go home and take a good rest.
Oh, well, Deep, what have you been working on? I mean, you've been doing anything since all this has started? Are you just chilling at home, trying to stay safe and stay
I
healthy?
try to. I stay safe, man. When I only venture out if I need something for my own protection, which I do. And I haven't been out since last Saturday when I went and got few things. So I haven't been out of my place. I just go out and collect my mail. I haven't even checked my mail, well, you know. And I'll do it today. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. It's such a beautiful day out. It's around about 70 degrees here, 72 degrees. It's going to get warmer, you know, because the weather pattern has changed so much because of global warming, which is not a hoax, by the way. And we have polluted the planet. I think we almost destroyed the planet. It's the human nature.
Well, I'll tell you,
But
I love the fact that you see all these
listen,
pictures.
I don't want to get into
No.
climate change
What I
and
was going to
politics
say
and all
is,
that.
I just love all the pictures you see of like Italy and how gorgeous and everything is like the environment has bounced back. Same thing with New Orleans is a perfect example. There's pictures of there and everything looks nice and clean. And people I know have gone down there said it doesn't smell like vomit and urine anymore. It's actually a nice area to go to. The people that have been able to go down there and do it.
Of course they do, you know, but the thing is, you know, since this virus thing is still going on, and uh, hopefully it will open pretty quick, pretty soon. But then again, you know, the whole world has suffered this. But I don't want to get into
Right.
politics, you know. It's going to take time, you know, to come through this. You know, we're going to have a big recession worldwide. I'm not talking about the USA. You know, I'll leave at that. You know, and that's the reason I asked you how much you want to charge people, because
Right.
you know, you let me know what price, and I'll send everything to Jimmy. I'll sign it, and I send it to Jimmy. But I got to know the names if I got to personalize. And the reason I want to personalize is because if I just sign it and I send it to you guys, and what they're going to do is whoever gets the autograph signed and their name is not on it, they're going to sell it away again.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and honestly, I appreciate Deep. I've met you quite a few times, and we've talked quite a bit. And that's the one thing I can say from dealing with you. You've always been very generous and very very good with the fans. The guys that come up, the guys and girls that come up and want to talk to you. You've always taken the time to be personable with them. Ming and Mike are the same way. I do have to thank you for that because I've got a lot of great stories from people that come in the shop and people that I know that basically revolve around you.
Yes, the thing is, Scott, in my opinion, if it wasn't of the fan, I wouldn't be anywhere where I am. Because it's fans make you. You got to, and they're the ones who go and see the movies. They're the one who makes, movies, and they're the paying people. And you got to respect everyone. My dad used to say to me, be nice, you got nothing to lose. But then again, I added something else. I said to myself, uh, it's the respect that counts, not what you've done.
Absolutely. And honestly, that shows tremendously. Anytime I've ever been around you, it shows. Like I said, the last time we saw you was over in Pensacola, and Catherine here was actually having a bad day, and you took time out of your day to give her a hug and make her feel better. Of course, nowadays in today's market, you can't do that right now, but at the time, you
Right.
actually made her feel better.
I know I did, but I asked her first if I can do because I thought maybe I don't want to cross the boundary. I said, "Is it okay?" She said, "Sure, yeah." But I felt bad for her because I cannot
Very
see
respectful.
anybody.
Very, very
Yeah,
gentleman-like.
I know because I don't want to invade anybody's privacy. I don't do that, you know. And I don't like tears because there's no need, for the tears, because it breaks my heart to see anybody in tears.
Very
You know,
cool. I got another question. Kind of curious. Well, before I do beforehand, just Curtis Gregory Drogmiller. I hope I said that right. He said hi from Hope and Hope's daddy.
hi
Um,
guys.
and but you were also on. You kind of started with it, but one of my favorite series of all time. I said you're almost like the king of sci-fi and fantasy movies and TV shows. But when you were on Doctor Who, for me, for a lot of us, especially around my age, Tom Baker is the Doctor Who for us, and he's the one that when you think of Doctor Who, that's who we relate to. But when you were doing it, who is when you think of Doctor Who, what is the one that you always think of?
Well, obviously, you said it to me. Obviously, I think about Tom Baker. In my opinion, that's only my opinion. Maybe I'm biased. I hope I'm not, because I think I think he was the best doctor of all times. Of all the Doctor Who's we have, I think he was the best. Not only the best, he was such a nice, wonderful guy. He's about 85, 86 years old, and he was such a gentleman. Amazing guy to work with.
Cool.
Yeah,
We got Lee Wolf asked, have you ever been contacted about a role in the alleged new Star Trek movie? I don't know if he can release that or not, but
I haven't been, unfortunately, but then again, I never ask anyone, can you give me a part? I've never approached anyone or any director or a producer and to ask them, can you give me a part in your movie? I never done that. Hopefully, I'll never do that. And so far, I haven't. And the reason is because uh, I am very shy guy, and I don't want to go and invade other people's uh, territory or their space by asking them. I've done 4 movies with Tim Burton. I've never even asked him, "Can you put me in your movie?" Even though I've done 4 with him. So, and I've done 3 with J.J. Abrahams, and I worked with Michael Bay on Transformers 2. I worked with all great directors. I've done 2 movies with Wolfgang Peterson, who produced and directed Never Ending Story. And I did another movie with him, It'll Come Back to Me, Enemy Mine, with Lou Gossett Jr. and Dennis Quaid. I've done 4 movies in Munich because Wolfgang Petersen is from Munich. And I did also my first feature I ever did was shot in Munich with the Peter Sellers, Pink Panther.
Oh wow!
So for me, I've been very lucky to be associated with the producers and directors that I worked with, and been very lucky.
Good. Well, at the bottom down here, I made sure I put Jim Decker's information. If anybody would like any autographed pictures from Deep, you can go to esotericking@gmail.com. It's right down there at the bottom. You can contact Jimmy, and he can take care of what you need and give you prices and get them shipped out to you. So if you are, like I said, if you're at home wanting some of this stuff and can't see Deep at a convention, here's your chance to get an autographed picture from him.
Yes, please, guys, and forward everything, like Scott has said, to Jimmy Decker, and you'll have his information. And what I'll do is I'll sign your names, I'll autograph for you, and trust me, it's me who signed it. It's not anybody going to be fake, and I don't do that. The reason I don't do that is because I'm not like that. I don't want anyone. I don't con people out. I don't do that. Even though I do cons, but I don't con people out. And it will be the original. It'll be signed by me, and you trust me. Take my word for it, and everything will be sent to Jimmy. I'll post him. I'll pay the postage, whatever. I'll do it in bulk. I don't know how many. I don't want to do one by one, whatever it
Right.
is. Who knows how many it's going to be? I'll do it and send it to him.
Do you miss going to conventions? I know. I think I had about 5 or 6 of them.
I think I lost the sound.
Oh, maybe you can't hear me. Can you hear?
Can you not hear Ming?
Now I can. Yes.
Okay, there you go. Go ahead, Ming.
It might just be me. I don't know if you can hear me.
No, I finished. Go ahead after you, Scott.
Oh, okay. I was asking if you missed going to conventions. I think I had 5 or 6 scheduled, and they all got postponed or canceled.
I can't hear you.
Yeah, I can't hear me, but you can ask.
No, okay.
I'll ask for you, Ming. Deep.
Yeah.
Ming was just wondering, are you missing the con circuit? He's got 5 cons that were delayed, postponed until the end of the year or maybe next year. But do you miss it?
I don't miss the cons, but I miss the fans that come to the cons. Obviously, that means I miss the cons as well. They go hand in hand. If you do the cons, the fans come. If you don't do the cons, the fans comes. I want to see the fans. So of course I do. I had 4 or 5 lined up, but then again, I don't think it's going to happen this year. But things will get better, and I'd rather be safe. Everyone should be safe.
Yeah.
Rather than taking the risks.
Yeah.
Health comes first before wealth.
Well, yeah, I mean, you were actually supposed to be down here for a free comic book day, which was this past Saturday down here, but of course the pandemic stopped that from happening. And it's kind of put a lot of hold on a lot of different things that normal everyday life's going. What happens with everyday life. So it's almost like we're having to relearn how to do things. Problem is this is stuff we probably should have been doing all along.
No, it's not only that. I think the minute we have a vaccine will take care of it. It's another virus. Last time we went to virus was 2014, which is Ebola. We go through these viruses, and we were warned about this thing by Bill Gates in 2015. But then again, the ex-president Obama gave a speech in 2014, and he mentioned that too. But then again, like I said, I don't want to get into politics. But then again, the viruses come, and this is not the end. It's going to happen again in 5-6 years time. Yeah, and
Oh yeah, 'cause-
unless unless one changes one's eating habits. And I don't want to name the countries. I don't want to name the people because I don't want to. I don't want to do that. That's me. You understand? He's laughing. Probably he knows what I'm talking about. So, but all well and said. Like I said, this is another bump in the road, and it's going to get better. Things are going to get better.
Yeah.
They
But
always
it's
have.
a wake up call for all of us too, like in the way that we handle ourselves and we do things on a day to day. Like right now with the pandemic in my country, Dominican Republic, we're having an issue with the where we dispose our trash, which basically we just dump them in there. It caught on fire. It has been on fire for over 5 days now, and people can't breathe. Like this toxic smoke is covering the city, and that's us. That's basically because what we do, we just dump trash. It's not residuals. It's just trash because we don't handle them. We don't process them.
Well,
So we just got to change a lot of things the way how we do it, just so it would be better for whoever's left off.
I hear you loud and clear, and it's we can make the world better. I'm sure we will. This is another learning experience. My dad used to say to me, never say you made a mistake. It's a learning experience. I hope you learn something from it.
Yeah.
It's wise man.
Well,
Mike,
everyone
we
is
can't hear you.
wise, Everyone is wise, in my opinion, and it's not about wisdom. It's about who you are, and everyone is wise. Nobody's going to say I'm stupid. No one is going to say.
You hang around my neighborhood a couple times, Deep.
Beg your pardon?
You should hang around my neighborhood. That'll change your opinion quite fast.
Well, it's not hanging. It's not hanging around the neighborhood. It's not hanging around the neighborhoods. But even if I hang around in the neighborhoods, what are they going to steal from me? The worst they can do is kill me.
Well, that's pretty bad, though.
I was going to say that's bad now.
But then again, I know that. So there you go. But
what's the worst thing? That's pretty much the worst thing for you. If I'm standing next to you, it's the worst thing for me too, because I don't want to so don't hang out in my neighborhood.
In my opinion, I think every neighborhood is a good neighborhood. It's how you deal with it, how you deal with the situation.
All I know is if we ever hear about Deep passing away, I'm looking at you, Mike.
No, I'm sitting right here, thousands of miles away.
Yeah, come on, Mike.
And we don't, Deep. Don't get me wrong. I don't want you passing away anytime soon.
I didn't mean that way, but what I meant was,
I know.
But then again, life is this short. You can see my hands. You never know when you're going to breathe from one end to the other one, and that's a sign of 5. A 5 is a sign of where you make a punch, and it got 5 ingredients in the punch. I'm not talking about the punch like that. I'm talking about the drinking punch, the drink. So,
I get
and don't ask me what 5 ingredients are. I don't know. All I do is I'm good at drinking the punch.
We're picking on Jimmy as we go along too. So you gotta. I tried to get Jimmy to come on, but he didn't want to be a part of it. So Jimmy is always entertaining, though.
Of course, he is a nice guy. Jimmy.
Oh, absolutely.
Jimmy is Jimmy.
Deep. I don't know if you remember but Ming and I met you for the very first time. God, Ming, what was that? 2013?
2013.
2013 at the Mega. It was the Mega Show.
Was it in Orlando?
No, it was in Paramus, New Jersey.
Yeah, that's where we're from.
We're from New
Okay.
Jersey, so
Yeah,
that's
New Jersey, yeah.
yeah, and it was us, Vincent Pastor, you, Adam West, and Lee Merriweather, and Kelly Hu, and you guys were all great. Vincent Pastor, Kelly Hu.
Yeah,
That's
no,
her.
I'm just kidding. I'm
Right.
just you said
Third
Kelly,
base.
Kelly. Yeah. I remember that. Yes, that was in New Jersey. Yeah.
Yeah, and Larry Storch was there, and he was fun.
Yeah, everybody was fun. This is what it is when you do cons. You get together, you meet actors and actresses, and obviously the fans, and that's what makes a Comic Con.
Well, yeah, and honestly, the people that come in, the fans that come in, they're the ones that actually kind of make it fun. But honestly, coming in from the other side, as a fan coming up, it really is. You kind of hit on it earlier. It's how the talent comes in and how they treat the fans. I've been to people that I have completely idolized all my life, and then you go up to them and they're a complete dick. And it kind of ruins your experience from there on out. But then I also come across people like you and Mike and Ming who make it all worthwhile, because when you get a chance to actually talk, you realize these are just regular people with the same problems, with everything else going on. And, people have bad days and good days. It's just, but you've always been very respectful to anybody I've seen come up to any one of you.
You see, in my opinion, no one is above anyone. That's me. That's the way I think, That's the way I was brought up. And that's one thing my dad said to me. And he used to say to me, success comes and go, but it's the respect that counts.
There we go.
So he says, and another thing is success can't be measured. It's the respect that counts. Your
Right.
mind says more. No, your mind says more. Your heart says no. It's mind over body.
Yep.
So
Well, there's too many people that are rich with money but poor in friends and relationships, and then there's a lot of people I know too who don't have that much money but are like me, who are rich beyond belief with the friendships and the relationships I've formed throughout my life.
Whether you got money, if you don't have money, if you have money, if you don't have money, it's the health that counts.
Right.
If you're healthy. That means you're wealthy. Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's
Let me
what
put this
it is,
back
man.
up. I just want to make sure I put back up for anybody that's looking. If you look down, you can get the Jim put on here, Deep's autographs. You can email it esotericking@gmail.com. Get a hold of Jimmy and he can take care of it. Just want to make sure. I know we're nearing 6 o'clock, so I know everybody's got a timetable, so they got to get going. So
Yeah, definitely grab an autograph though. I think Deep's been in.
Yes, it's almost 6 o'clock. It's like 4 here.
well,
I just want to say before sorry. But one of my most precious possessions right now is, oddly enough, is a DVD, and it's a DVD of Never Ending Story that I got Deep to sign the first time he went to Pentacon. And yeah,
Thank you.
so
So much.
with the years, I was able to add more to it. Like I added Alan Oppenheimer and Noah Hathaway signatures to it. So I have those 3. But it's I grew up with it. When he said it's that's one of my favorites, I just look at him. It's but we're a different age range, and still it's that. How do you say that?
mm-hmm.
Present, I guess, to this day.
Yeah. So yeah, Deep, I wanted to thank you for coming on. Ming and Mike, thank y'all for coming on.
Anytime.
Deep, I'm going to get back with you because I'd like to have you on and do something like this again where we got a little bit more time, be able to talk and tell more stories. I'll get with Jimmy and we'll see what we can work out. Ming, thank you. If y'all have anything y'all want to promote before we get done?
I'm good.
Me too.
You're
Jump on one of Scott's
Can't
live
hear you.
streams. If yeah. definitely jump on. So
Yeah, I would.
And then,
It's fun.
All right,
all right,
guys.
guys. Thank
you
y'all
so
very much.
Guys, thank you so much
Take
for
care.
having me. God bless each and every one of you. Have a wonderful day. Be safe. Be healthy. Keep the distance, and God bless each and every one of you.
All right, Deep. Thank you again. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.